Today I'm building a mini greenhouse that only costs a few $100s, can protect a whole lot of plants that I can easily use to also support insect netting in the heat of the summer, swap that out for shade cloth that will extend my growing season and hopefully really improve my gardening. Now, I've been reading one of Elliot Coleman's books, who is known for his 4-season gardening in the winter, even all the way up into Maine. And that has got me thinking about how can I extend my growing season so I can have fresh food year round, because if he can do it in Maine, well, I should be able to do it in Kentucky. And not to say that I'm not already using season extension. Right here are some cabbages that I have, some broccoli. The broccoli is looking a little sad down there, but these are plants that are growing right now in the end of February. These have overwintered, they were covered in snow, and they're doing well, but I can really improve upon the system. Because right now for supports, I'm using 9-gauge wire, and this wire right here bent under snow load. So definitely not good when we have snow, which doesn't happen all the time in Kentucky, but also because the way these are designed, they don't have a lot of height. So even if we don't have snow, we have cold temperatures. If a plant is touching the plastic or frost cover, it's not going to work as effectively and can still get some freezer burn on it. Same goes with insect netting. You really want space between whatever protection and covering you're using and the plant. And these struggle a little bit. So I'm going to be building something bigger and beefier today. And for my sturdier supports, I'm going to be using metal electrical conduit that I'm going to be bending with a hoop bender. This hoop bender right here is from Johnny Seeds. I'll talk about how you can make one yourself if you don't want to buy one, but I'll also give you some resources about how you can maybe borrow one of these for free in your community. So wait for that towards the end. Now, I've never used one of these, so I'm going to be setting this up right now. Pictures show that you bolt this thing to a picnic table. I don't have a picnic table, so I'm going to be attaching it to a scrap piece of wood left over from a project that I just finished, and then attaching that to a tree stump. On each end of each pipe I was going to bend, I marked a line at 16 inches per the instructions. And as I bent each pipe, I tried to keep them on the same plane. You can bend a little twist back, but this would probably be easier with that picnic table or a second person. One hoop done, and I'd be lying if I said that this was easy. I'm going to get a pipe to create a little bit more leverage. My board is moving a little bit on this partially rotten stump, so that's not great. And I'm also using 3/4 inch conduit for the ones I'm bending now. I also have 1/2 inch, which I can only assume is going to be much easier to bend, but I'm using the 3/4 inch because it goes with a kit that I got to build a more stable greenhouse structure. So I'm going to be trying out a few different ways. Let me get a pipe and see if that makes it any easier. Using another pipe as a lever for increased leverage definitely is easier. I'm going to switch and do a 1/2 inch just to see if it's easier as well. It's got to be. Yes, a 1/2 inch is way easier. So if you're not buying the kit that I got it from Bootstrap Farmer. I'm really excited for it. And you can use the 1/2 inch, and those are going to be big enough for you. Maybe go with those. Also, it's way cheaper to buy the 1/2 inch. Well, since this next part is just me bending a lot of pipe, not that exciting to watch, I'm going to speed that up for you. Now, the ones that I made out of 1/2 inch EMT, I had hoped that they would be narrow enough to slot inside the bed. I've also seen people take them and bolt them to the side of the bed. Mine, however, came out just a little bit wider than the bed is. However, because I've had several years of wood chips in the ground around my bed areas, my ground is extremely soft. It also helps that the ground in general is just soft right now because of all the snow we had that then melted. but I can stick that in right there very well. Yeah, so I'm gonna put all these in down throughout here, remove my little wire hoops, which I'm still gonna use in various other applications, but these will probably be permanent through here. And with these 3 beds that I have lined up, I can then run a contiguous row cover throughout, and I may end up joining the beds together to use the space in between them. These beds are 4 by 8 with a 2-foot space in between, but I don't find myself needing to like walk through them as much. I can easily just walk around. They're not that long, you know, takes a few more seconds, but I can increase my growing space. I may just start off with pots in between them before I join them together to see how I like that, or just grow right in the ground, because those broken down wood chips leave a really nice palette and space for me to plant in that I actually don't really even need the raised beds anymore. Let me get this set up. The hoops are in. I'm now putting back on my frost cover just to see how it's gonna go, but I'll probably leave it off because right now it is, what is the temperature? 47. Okay, 47 degrees. That might get a little too warm for them, trapping in the heat, but then we're gonna be below freezing for the next few days, so I'll keep it on there. What you can use, they make little clamps. Actually, the kit that I'm about to use and construct a more mobile freestanding greenhouse kind of thing has these really cool clips. What I'm using right here are, I just have a log, or not a log, so just a board holding it down, and then you can see over here I kind of just twisted it, scrunched it up, and actually took a piece of the same wire that I had made my other hoops out of, just made a pin, and then just stuck that in the ground, and that's what's holding that right there. So it kind of looks like a covered wagon. So I'm gonna get this all on here just to see what it looks like, and then I will be back. Onto the kit from Bootstrap Farmer. Let's see what's in there and what that's gonna look like. Okay, these are those connectors that I was talking about that clamp on to the pipe that can easily affix whatever type of row cover you have. They make these in both the 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch, but this kit is all based around the 3/4 inch. So I may end up getting some of these for my 1/2 inch pipe. And then these are really cool. These are cross connectors. So essentially what it allows you to do is to connect them perpendicular to one another, going in a cross fashion, so you can have your hoops and then run a top bar to stabilize them all, side bars as well, and then even a bracket on either end to make a fully sort of freestanding structure. You'll still want to tack it down in some form or fashion, but makes it much more rigid. And then these, this kit, so they make a 10-foot kit and a 20-foot kit. The 20-foot kit comes with more of everything, but also these connectors, so you can connect 2 pipes together for a really long run, a 20-foot run, 2 10-foot pipes, and make it that way. And then, some self-tapping screws for these and your pipes. And a sticker, Bootstrap Farmer. They're a cool company. I've got several things from them and have never been disappointed. And if you're thinking about looking up all these things on Amazon or a similar site and buying them piecemeal, you won't find it for cheaper than this kit, and it can guarantee you it won't be as good of quality as well. So if you're interested in this, get it from them. I currently don't have an affiliate link as of making this, so I'm just promoting them for the fact that I like them. Maybe I'll ask them after the fact. I'll still put a link regardless down below somewhere. Let's put this together. Okay, the frame is built. I went ahead and just made a 10-foot version. Now I'm gonna put plastic on this thing and turn it into a high tunnel. Technically it's a low tunnel. A high tunnel is bigger, you can walk through it. This is a low tunnel. I think this is what most backyard growers need, low tunnels. Now to use these. Now one thing I would change about this, the ends of the pipes. Now I've tried to orient everything where the screws of the clamps, aren't touching the plastic, but you still have the ends of the pipes. So I may try to get some sort of little cap that I can stick on those because I don't want it puncturing my plastic, but I want to pull it really tight. So that is something that I will end up fixing with this. It's actually already warmer in here. Well, Greta, now you're trapped here with me. Well, there we go. Now I have a greenhouse kind of structure. I built this primarily because I have 200 plants, 200 native plants currently started in my house. It's gonna go to upwards of 1,000 plants, but eventually those are gonna need to move out here, probably before I'm free of frost. So I wanted some protection, so I have this. But as I said, I can switch the plastic out for insect netting and then also use shade cloth in the heat of the summer. Now, if you're interested in building something like this, I will link to everything that I use down below. However, I said at the beginning that I will also tell you how you can make this without the hoop bender, because the hoop bender, wouldn't get a lot of use if you bought one. There are some jigs online that you can easily make, easy being relative, with some scrap plywood. So if you want something that is, a 4 foot wide, then you're gonna have a 2 foot radius. So you can cut a 2 foot piece of string, put a marker on the end of it, and that circle that it draws will be the shape that you want for your hoop. So you could cut that out with the jigsaw, build that up to make a form. But the one that I got that I'm using is from the local Soil and Water Conservation District. I am on the board, but we got them so people in the community could use them to make low tunnels. Because once you make your hoops, you don't need it. So you can return it and it can go on to someone else. So check with your Soil and Water Conservation District to see if they have one. If they don't have one, suggest that they get one. Same thing goes, see if you have a tool library, a lending library in your community, or even your traditional library, the place that has books, physical books. I'm a big library fan. A lot of those also have lending libraries where they lend out tools to the community. See if you can find one there. It's a great, tool. It makes it very easy to bend these hoops, but it's not something that you want to spend money on and then just have sitting there collecting dust. If you can't find one, maybe you buy it and lend it out to others. What do you think about these? I'm excited for how it's going to change my growing season. The little wire hoops have worked well over the past few years, but I want that extra height. So I'm gonna keep bending hoops to cover more of my raised beds. Not everything is going to be covered. I don't need it for all the stuff that I grow, but it will be nice to have those. And then I may try some in my in-row production as well to see if I can get an early start on some crops. What is this hair doing? Hopefully you enjoyed this video. My name is Tyler Lloyd. Here's to warmer weather, and I wish you the very best. See you later. Bye.